friends, we already talked about perspective a little bit. So you guys know that when you use perspective, it's a tool, it's a mathematical tool that helps us draw something in 3D. All right, so we're going to just practice today and kind of have fun with perspective and just to see what we can come up with. So for today, for the purpose of today, I'm going to ask that you you're going to make a horizon line. All right, and a horizon line is just a long line across our paper that's going to separate the sky and the ground. All right, and if you want, you can even write horizon line. Cool. All right, because we're going to be making some things that have to do with a space. Okay, when we say 3D, we're talking about space, not outer space, but an area around us. All right, the next thing that you're going to need when drawing with perspective is a little dot on your horizon line. This little dot is called a vanishing point. I said that kind of weird, but yeah, vanishing point. This dot right here is the dot where everything just seems to disappear. All right, now to get started, just to practice, we're going to try to draw a cube. Now a cube is 3D. We've all have made cubes before. I know you guys probably know how to make a fancy one by drawing 2 squares and then connecting the corners. All right, that's the cheater way. We're going to learn the real way to draw a 3D cube. All right, now to get started, I'm just going to draw a square or a rectangle near the bottom of my paper. It doesn't matter where. I'm going to draw a nice sized square right here, just like that. Okay, now once you have this square, now we need to start drawing some fancy lines. These lines are called orthogonal lines. Oh, that's a big word. Orthogonal lines. Okay, now our orthogonal lines are going to lead from the corners of our square and go and touch the vanishing point. All right, now I'm going to switch to a pencil because the lines that I'm about to draw are not going to be permanent lines. So I really hope that you're using a pencil today. I'm just using a marker so you can see what I'm doing. But if you do not have a pencil, now is your time to grab one. All right, and my roller. Now, every corner, I must line up my ruler and line up my vanishing point. So, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You know, kind of when a kitty wiggles its little butt, and whenever he's trying to catch something, wiggle, 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 until it's perfect. Sometimes when you're trying to line up your ruler, one side will move over. So let's see, line up. It's not touching my vanishing point. Okay, I need to make sure it's touching both. I moved my ruler, but now it's not touching my corner over here. Big problem. Gotta keep going. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Okay, perfect. Okay, now you can see if I drew a line, it would touch both. So draw. Make your line light, okay? These are going to be erased. Don't make life more difficult, okay? So that's corner one. Next corner. Doop-de-doo. Corner, vanishing point, go. Yes, look at that. Corner, vanishing point, go. Now, we have one more corner, and I have saved this corner for the last because we're not going to draw a line from this corner to the vanishing point, because if you look at our block right now, this line would actually go behind everything, and we wouldn't see it. So we're not going to draw this third corner right here. It's behind. Perfect. Now we're going to talk about parallel lines. All right, if I took 2 crayons, this right here is a set of parallel lines. These lines, let's pretend it's a line that just keeps moving. It would go and go and go and go, and they would never touch. Okay, now if my lines were a little crooked, if the lines continued, they would eventually touch, okay? See how when they're not quite the same, they'll eventually touch. Okay, so parallel lines are going to be our best friend during this, all right? Now, our parallel lines are going to be in these little orthogonal lines that we drew, okay? So this line right here, we must draw a parallel line to this, okay? And I could draw it anywhere I want. I could put it way back here. I could put it way up here. But wherever you put it is going to determine how big your cube is going to be. I am going to use my ruler because making a parallel line is kind of difficult. So I'm going to line it up, okay? And then once I have it lined up, I'm just going to move my ruler over and draw my parallel line. And you guys can see that this line is the same as this line. Yes, perfect. Now, same thing. Parallel line, parallel line. But you need to make sure it connects to this little corner here. All right, I'm going to erase that and fix it. Okay. So my parallel line is going to go here. Same thing. It's easier if I use my ruler. Okay. Parallel. Move it up. That looks pretty good. Parallel. You can see it's met this other line. And there we go. There's my box. I can go in. I'm going to grab my big eraser and erase all of these other lines leading to the vanishing point. I don't need them anymore. And there is my 3D box that looks like it's going back in space. Now, from here, you can turn this box into whatever you want. We already have a horizon line, so we know this is a space. I could easily come in and I could add some doors. Let's see, same thing. Any lines that I draw would always come to the vanishing point, so I'm just going to kind of guess there. That looks good. Maybe I want to draw some windows. Make it fancy. You know, maybe I want to say mart, like mini mart. Kind of going like that. If I wanted to draw more buildings, you know, maybe I want to bring back those lines I just erased. Maybe I want to draw one right here. Still following through with those lines. Okay, here's another one. I know it looks kind of crazy, friends, but you can kind of visualize it as you go. You know, maybe this is another one. Maybe this one has a big double door. And maybe this is like a hospital kind of thing. I'm not sure. All right. And you can kind of see like that. You could even go on the other side. You could draw some more. You can make some more buildings on the other side. If I did that, now I have a road. Okay. Maybe I want to draw a sidewalk. Same thing. From the vanishing point out. There's my sidewalk. Now, when you're drawing things, maybe I want to add some trees. The closer it is to the vanishing point, the smaller it'll be. Okay, a wee tiny little tree back here would be super, super tiny. But up here, a tree, you know, might be kind of big. I could go ahead and I could draw a road. Now, same thing. My lines would get bigger away from the vanishing point. I could make them look like that. And you can kind of see how perspective is so awesome. I could keep going. I could add a bus. You know, maybe I wanted to start with like the back of a bus or a truck right here with that starting square. Draw my orthogonal lines. Parallel line. And then, you know, you can kind of go from here. It is so cool. All right. I'm going to let you guys practice all day today. I know this was a lot to take in. I'm going to send you this video. You can go back and watch, but go ahead, play around with perspective.